Guys, welcome to another FlipCast. I think this is number 7 I've done in like probably 3 days. But Laethas is joined, and this is actually really cool because the last time I spoke to Laethas was on the Dadcast, and I haven't had a chance to actually. And we've like talked here and there since then. Like saying hey to each other on Twitter. But he reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to do a podcast?" And I said, "Hell yeah, I would love to do one." So Laethas, how are you, man?
I'm doing well.
And did you just get done streaming, or did you have a video recorded and you just premiered it?
Yeah, that was a premiere.
Okay, because I've never done one and I've never caught one live, so I was like, what the hell? Like, how is he typing and having a full conversation about the?
I am actually the unknowing god of the universe, so I can do that kind of thing.
Well, I think that's why you don't want to show your face, man. You're very elusive.
Yeah,
good to see everyone in the chat.
It's like Lovecraft. I'm like Cthulhu. If you were to see me, your head would explode. So I don't want to cause any head explosions.
So, Laethas, what's your favorite manga? Your 3 favorite manga of the year, and it can be stuff
of the year
of 2019. Just 2020 is still,
Okay. Let me remember. What did I say for my video? Kaiju Girl Caramelize, really liked that.
Me too.
Shimaname Tasagari is a solid one. Really like Extravaganza. That was fun.
I got volume 1. Is volume 2 out yet?
I think it's coming out either later this month or maybe next month. Udon Entertainment's not very good at keeping to schedule.
I didn't even know. Honestly, dude, I knew Udon for their art books, so I didn't even know that they published manga. And when they announced that they had that, I was like, it was kind of a big deal. Like Anime News Network had like a full article about it, and I've never heard of that series before.
Rosa Versailles.
Okay, yeah.
That's a big one. So they're putting out a 2-in-1 hardcover. I think there's supposed to be 5 of them, and the first one's coming out later this month. People are very hype about that one.
Hopefully, it doesn't get pushed back. I feel
it will. That's how that works.
Really?
Yeah, Udon's not very consistent.
So are they kind of like? I mean, not to shit on Dimpa because I like what they're putting out, but it just seems like every book of Dimpa's that I'm interested in just gets pushed back.
Yeah, I generally give them more slack than the others because they're not like established yet.
Yeah.
So they're still setting up like their infrastructure and stuff like that. But Udon's been around for a little bit longer. They've been sitting on this well, I shouldn't say sitting on it. I think there were some like rights issues that they had to clear before they could even like publish it. So it might not even really be their fault that they've had this license for so long and it's only now that we're getting to it, but they've had this license for a long time.
So those are your top 3 right there?
Abouts. I go back and forth. I don't usually have favorites because I like series for different reasons and just kind of depends on what I'm in the mood for.
And then what are you looking forward to the most this year? Like, what are 3 things? Like, for me, I'm hyped about that Transformers hardcover. Like, we're getting a Gen 1 manga in the hardcover format, which I'm super pumped about because I'm a huge Transformers fan. I got the box set right there for the old TV series.
Right up there. Oh, huh. Is it next to Alita?
Yep. It's a wide one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one with the big blue circle.
Yep. Right across from the Power Rangers action figures.
Where are the Transformers ones?
Dude, my figure collecting is like I want to stick with Toku, like just Tokusatsu stuff, like Power Rangers. I got the Super Sentai. Just me out. I want to because if I go all out on action figures, it's not going to be good. I need to.
The house is supposed to be for humans to live in, not action figures.
That's true, and I already haven't. I mean, look, I already have enough shit. So, Migs is in the chat. Migs, hello, welcome, my friend. So yeah, I would say Transformers, and then honestly, this is why I want to talk to you. I can't. There's nothing announced coming out that I am interested in, like at all. Which kind of breaks my heart because like when you get into a hobby for like for the first time, you're so pumped up, you're so like, wow, there's so much. Like I remember going into Barnes and Noble when I was like rekindling the love for manga and seeing stuff I've never heard of and being so like just like head over heels, just like so happy to see all this new stuff. Now, when I go to Barnes and Noble, I'm just like, it's all boring. Like, there's nothing.
You've seen it all before, and
Yeah,
it's lost its luster.
Yeah, it's definitely has lost its luster. So, what are you looking forward to? Because I know you've given me a couple recommendations, and I've taken them, and they've been pretty spot on. So, what are you most excited for?
Oh boy. I am interested in Rose of Versailles just because it is an important work. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it a whole lot, but I'll probably read the whole thing. It's a very important work, and I'd like to read it to have that context at the very least. So I'll be picking that up probably regardless of if I'm enjoying it. I mean, if I hate it, I'll probably drop it. But even if I'm just kind of it's so, I'll probably continue to pick it up. There's a lot of good Yuri titles coming out, so I'm happy about that.
Wait, isn't Rose of Versailles the same mangaka as Clan?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, because
I want to say.
I got Clan. I haven't read it, but I got it, I think, based on Shay's.
No, wait. Okay, Clan is either her or Moto Hagio. I don't remember which one.
How do you... Okay, so... Like I can remember series and other series that the mangaka has created, but I always have trouble with names. And you seem to be just like you have names down.
It's the ones that end up getting talked about are the ones that I just happen to know. But if it's the ones that I don't know, then I don't know. But the popular ones I seem to know for whatever reason. Probably because they're popular and they get said a lot. So
do you when you're making a video, do you like script it out?
I do not, but just because I don't script it out doesn't mean I don't do multiple takes if I don't like the way something is going.
I mean, I'm the exact same way, but you seem more like you seem like you're better spoken than a lot of people are.
It's probably just because just kind of things I've learned when recording that help in editing. If I ever feel something's going bad, I stop, pause for a little bit, and then I will try and continue with the same sort of inflection in my voice as I did in the beginning. Usually it's pretty easy to spot the jump cuts. Well, not really. It's not really jumping because it's a static background. But the voice will, you can usually tell that the voice is changing a little bit. That's usually where I've paused. But yeah, I've gotten better at it over time. Because before I would just, stop, I need to change. And then it would be really hard in editing to make it look not bad. But just by doing it over and over again, I've gotten better at that.
And so you're looking forward to Rose of Versailles, even though you're not gonna maybe like it, you're gonna read it all.
Yeah, even if I don't like it, unless I absolutely despise the series, I'll probably continue to pick it up.
And then what are some Yuri series that you're looking forward to?
All right, we got Scarlet, which is going to be really, really smutty, and that's going to be fun.
Speaking of smut, Shay's in the chat. What's going on, Shay?
Oh, she's reading Spell of Desire, right? With Mama Loves Manga.
We did an episode of the FlipCast yesterday, and it turned into an hour and a half talking about smut. So,
hey,
I feel like I'm an expert.
That's not a problem.
I mean, I've never read no smut. I haven't read any smut, so it's not my thing. But I respect it.
Gotta respect it.
Of course you would. She says, "Of course you would mention me being a smutty soul." You're the only. Okay, so Laethas, let me ask you, what about Yuri makes you, because you're a huge Yuri fan?
What about it makes me what?
What about it makes you want to read it? Like what draws you into it? Because I can tell you, when I read Berserk, I love the art, I love the action, I love the writing, I love the violence. But what about Yuri? And what's a good Yuri for people who don't like Yuri?
Well, if you don't like Yuri, it's kind of hard.
Or not don't like, just haven't dipped your toe into it yet.
Oh, if you're kind of neutral or ambiguous on it. Girlfriends is usually a pretty safe start. Kaze-san is also pretty good. Usually you're going to want to look for something that's not super sexual, but also something that's not super innocent. So you're going to want to hit that mid ground between, sexual content versus, super innocent. Usually those are good entry points because it can be well, I like these aspects of this series and I don't like these aspects. And so you can kind of tailor your picks from that point onward with that little start. So Girlfriends is usually a good place to start because it has both of those aspects. Kaze-san as I've said, also has those aspects. But those are two really good ones to start with. Beauty and the Beast Girl and Secret of the Princess are both single volumes that are pretty decent starts as well.
Now, I think the last time we talked, because I might actually pick some of those up, because the last time we talked, I asked you about shoujo. I was like, what are some good shoujo? And you gave me a list. I still haven't picked up Nana, but I think you recommended me Yona. And
I would Dawn of the Arcana I would have recommended. I haven't read Yona.
What did you recommend? Did you recommend me Rose King as well? Because I think there's like a lot of chatter.
I have not read Rose King either, so
never mind Laethas. But but you were like when you were on the Datcast, and I was like, what are some good shoujo? You gave me a list, and I ended up picking out. Yes, Shay, I know those were you, but it seems like everyone at the time, like G was talking about those two series. But I actually dipped my toe into shoujo manga and josei, and had a really good time. I mean, and I'm selling a lot of my books, and some of the stuff I'm keeping are the shoujo and josei books. I tried Yona and I really liked it. Absolutely loved Rose King. I think it's wonderful. And then Otherworld Barbara. And I also picked up Poclan, but that's still sitting there unread. So like this, I want to ask you, how did you get into manga?
Well, probably similar to most people. You go from anime because that's more friendly to newbies, and then you transition that way. That's kind of how it worked. There was an anime I liked, read the manga. That's how it went.
What was that series?
I don't know exactly what it was. I want to say it was either Karen, also known as Chibi Vampire, or Rosario Vampire. It was one of those two, I want to say.
Are those any good?
Which one?
Either of those.
Chibi Vampire is good up until the end. Like it has a really good start. But the ending is very disappointing.
So it's like Darling in the Franxx.
I've not seen that show yet, so
very good start. I
can't say.
Very bad ending.
Okay.
And then so Rosario Vampire, does the art change? Because I've seen
yes,
I've picked up volume 1 and been not liking the art, but then I've seen screenshots and been like, holy shit.
Yes, it does change. I could be wrong on this. I think it went from weekly to monthly, or maybe it was. There are 2 seasons because it changed magazines halfway through its run, and the mangaka just was like, you know what, we're going to end season 1, we're going to start season 2 in the new manga magazine. So the art does improve, and you may have seen some chapters or panels from the last volume. They do get pretty good. He gets quite good as an artist as the series progresses.
And have they done anything else since Rosario Vampire?
I don't know. I want to say yes, but I honestly can't say. Actually, I can look this up right now. Just Rosario Vampire Baka updates, and it'll let you know.
So, what's your? Just very broad questions, but I like asking these broad questions, especially with someone who has very different tastes from me. Actually, before I ask you this, are you a Toku fan?
I don't know what Toku is short for. So
Tokusatsu?
Is that Super Sentai?
Yeah, Super Sentai, the old Godzilla films, that kind of stuff.
Not really. When I was really young, I watched a lot of Power Rangers. Whenever I could, rent a DVD from the library.
Well, I am asking you this because you like Kaiju Girl Caramelized, and I think the thing that won me over was that there's a lot of Easter eggs if you're a fan of that stuff. There's a lot of Ultraman Easter eggs, a lot of obviously Godzilla Easter eggs, Mothra. So I was going to ask you, if you're not a fan, what about that series did you like? Because for me, it's one, I like the writing. I think the fact that she's not very sexualized, at all, almost at all, was a huge turn on for me. Because Monster Girl series, they're mostly, fucking Jin and Mike made me.
The way you phrased that was fantastic.
Well,
oh my lord!
What?
You said the way she's not sexualized really turns me on, and I'm like, oh dear.
But Jen and Mike made me read Monster Masume, and right away I was like, motherfucker. I was like, no, this is not something I like at all. And so I was just turned off by Monster Girls, period. And
Okay.
then going into Kaiju Girl, I actually liked how, I mean, kind of like what she's going through, like with her body changing, I guess could be kind of sexual, but like it's done in a very mature way, I guess is like a nice way to put it.
Yeah, it's not really fetishized a whole lot. Well,
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
one character that is like super fetish heavy into this stuff, but it's not. It's more used as a gag than like actually putting focus onto it.
And she's a fucking weirdo.
That's why she's so funny.
She is such a weirdo. My favorite when she in the first volume, because I still haven't read volume 2, but I do have it. In the first volume where she's in the like caterpillar thing.
That
And
was
then
fantastic.
I was actually like I laughed out loud, and the art is so freaking good, dude. Like it's
The
so detailed.
sparkles.
Dude, that's what. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. I was like, Jen and Mike. Well, I think it was Mike talked about it very highly, and then Neon and Nova. Do you know who those are?
I've heard that name, but I don't really know who they are.
They're probably the coolest couple on YouTube. I love those two. But there are like filmmakers who also do like manga videos every once in a while and anime videos. They recommended Kaiju Girl, and I was like, you know what? All right, fine. Two people I actually, well, one group of people that actually value their opinion, and one being a friend who just is obsessed with Monster Girls. I was like, I will actually try it out, and I tried it out. And my wife gave me a look because we were actually at my sister-in-law's. We were over there in Florida for our family or yearly trip, and I was at Books a Million, and I got Kaiju Girl, and I came back, and I think the rest of the stuff I got was like Witch Hat Atelier, which is really good. I got Glyphnir, which is more something I would normally read, and then I put down Kaiju Girl Carmelise, and she was like, "What the fuck is that?" She's like, "What is that?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then I read it twice, back to back. I was like, "This was fantastic." I thought it was awesome. So, is there any other Monster Girl series like that?
Well, before I get into like another Monster Girl series, there's another series by Spica Aoki that is 4 volumes long. It's Beasts of Abigail. It's about a werewolf girl person.
Is that in English?
It is published by Seven Seas pretty recently.
Okay, I just looked it up on right stuff. God, dude, is Spica a female or a male?
I think she's a she.
Okay. Well,
I believe so.
I just don't want to be rude. Her artwork is incredible.
Yes.
Now, is Beast of Abigail, is that more?
That is not a Monster Girl series.
Okay.
I wouldn't really call Kaiju Girl Caramelized could and could not be because it strays pretty far from like the standard formula.
Mhm.
But I don't think it's absurd to call it one because obviously there's a Monster Girl in it. One I would recommend at least checking out would be Nurse Hitomi's Monster Infirmary. It doesn't seem intelligent, but then when you get into it, it is actually a lot smarter than you would think, and so I was kind of impressed by that.
And then, have you read Witch Hat Atelier?
I have not read it. It looks good. There's a lot of series I want to read, and that one just hasn't gotten picked yet.
So, what are you? What's like your backlog of to buy list that you're looking forward to the most?
Backlog to buy list. I'm mostly trying to catch up. I'm trying to keep down on the new series. I recently picked up a few volume ones. I think I picked up My Next Life as Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom, volume 1 of that. It hasn't gotten here yet, so I haven't read it. I picked up Gal Gohan volume 1 because that seems like it could be very funny. Haven't gotten it yet, so I haven't read it yet. And then I've also pre-ordered Saki the Succubus Hungers Tonight, which sounds entertaining because I think it's about a succubus that doesn't really like being a succubus. So we'll see how that goes. Because usually the super sexual series can can either be just not good at all, or they can be highly entertaining. It's usually one or the other. There isn't usually a lot of mid ground when it comes to them.
See, every time you say a series name, I don't know if you're just making shit up, if you're just pulling this out of your ass or what, because all of that sounds fake, but it's real.
It is.
Now, do you read light novels? Because those also have the most ridiculous fucking names.
I've not really. I have several in my collection, but I've made a pact with myself that I'm not buying any more light novels until I read the ones that I have, and I'm only going to buy one of a series at a time because they take longer. They're more of an investment, and if I'm not going to end up reading it, then what's the point? So, haven't really read as many of those.
I would recommend 86.
I've heard good things about that one.
It's good. It's one of the only light novels besides Full Metal Panic that has mecha in it, and that's all I gotta say, man. Mecha is the superior genre.
You're the mecha fan, aren't you?
Oh, dude, look like this. Literally, this shelf behind me. Look at this. This entire section, and most of this is all mecha anime. This bottom row right here is all Gundam. This is all independent. Like, there's some import box sets. I mean, Gotcha Man's down there, but 90% of these two shows is mecha. This is 100% mecha. This is all tokusatsu. And then tokusatsu and mecha adjacent manga right there.
And then there are actually secret bookcases that when you open them up, they lead to the secret mecha lab where you're working on, your giant mechs for Filippo's Pizza. It's just a front store.
Dude, wouldn't that be, dude, that would be so sick. Like, instead of like a food truck, it's a food Gundam. I drive around campus, make pizzas in the Gundam. You just gave me an idea. Dylan says, and also you guys can ask questions in the chat. Ask Laethas, ask me anything. Someone did say you should just change your name to Mecha Otaku at this point. Yeah. Taco Mike, hello.
I mean, flip kind of works because Transformers they flip from being cars to being giant robots.
I guess so. So Laethas, what's your what? So what was it? What was I going to say to you? I forgot my question. I had a question backed up and ready to go. What do you think was the most disappointing manga of 2019? Like, what's something that like you were excited about and then you read it and you were like, oh, fuck.
Normally I don't usually get too disappointed because I'm pretty hesitant when it comes to like pulling the trigger on a series. And if I'm iffy on one, I'm usually iffy on it going in, so it's not as disappointing. So, I can't really we're gonna go with Kaguya-sama, even though that one's still like a decent series. Like, I enjoyed it in the beginning, and I feel like it kind of dragged on. It didn't feel like much progression was being made.
I feel the exact same way. And my wife actually watched. My wife watched. We watched the first 5 episodes of the anime. I want to say, like, first handful, and she felt the same way. She was like, "Is anything gonna happen?" Like, it's really flashy.
Yeah,
it's very beautiful to look at, but it's just like,
I also don't feel like that series transitions over to anime quite as well as some other series, just because it's heavy dialogue based, as opposed to something like a Haikyuu or a Hero Academia, because those are action based, so they transition a lot better. Whereas like a dialogue heavy series, it's a lot of people talking, so it's hard to transition it and make it super special, as opposed to just, you can just read the manga and it's the same thing.
Mike wants to know, I guess for both of us, if we could make love to a mecha, which would it be and why? I think the obvious answer is 02 from Darling in the Franxx, which is Steriliza. But they give you a real answer, Unicorn Gundam. It's got that horn. You can just sit on it. What about you, Laethas? What is your choice? What if you see a mecha?
I don't really know too many mechas, so I can't really say. The only show really with a lot of mechs that I've watched is like Code Geass.
Hell yeah, brother!
So, yeah.
So
I,
just one of those.
yeah, we'll just go with that. Like it's a default answer because I don't have anything better. Sorry about
So,
that one.
so is that the only mecha series that you've seen?
I've seen Break Blade, but it's been a long time.
That's all
Like
right.
not
That's a pretty
like
solid series.
well, I saw that like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like hour long Break Blade movies, not like the Break Blade TV series. There's
That's
like
what I have. I
two.
think I think Sentai put out the collection of the OVAs. So
Yeah, I've seen those. I like that. But it's been a long time, so yeah.
uh, Dylan says Death Size because if I'm gonna make love to a mecha, I want to go to the afterlife. That's that's an answer. Anyone watching the new Madoka? Have you seen the new Madoka?
I have not seen the new Madoka. I want to watch the third film, Rebellion, before I continue with any more Madoka.
Is this a sequel to Madoka Magica? Is that what we're talking about here?
Asking me or
Yeah, you
I,
because I feel like
I
that
want to
series
say
was pretty complete. Like I don't like they're just milking it now.
yeah. Okay, so I could be wrong. I think the first two films are recaps of the TV show,
Okay,
and then the third film is a sequel. I want to say I'm not certain. I've heard weird things happen. Um, so it might not be a sequel. But as far as I'm aware, it is kind of like a sequel, or it is a direct sequel. And I'm gonna watch that before I do any other Madoka stuff.
so I want to get to know a little bit more about you besides manga and anime. What are your other hobbies outside of this ridiculously expensive hobby?
Oh dear. Well, I'm big into politics, so
Ooh, ooh.
probably gonna stay clear of that one, unless you guys want to have
I
some fun with
I
that.
would like to talk politics with you. I actually like politics.
Yeah, and this year's super interesting because everything's getting real crazy. So it's a
I've
very
never
exciting time.
I've so how old are you like this?
We'll go with young, and
Okay,
we'll leave it at that for now.
are you younger than 28?
Oh yeah, yeah, younger than
Oh
28.
yeah, so that's oh yeah. So I'm 28, and I remember my first election was Obama's second term, and
Okay.
I voted for him, and it didn't seem like people were as fucking vocal with who they were voting for back then. It seemed very like even keeled. Like everyone like was just like, okay, it's just another election. Now
Yeah,
it's
it
like
also has
now it's like
yeah.
volatile.
It has to do with like the rise of the internet that being more pervasive because it was around like 2012, like obviously, but it wasn't as ingrained in people's lives yet as it is now. Like it feels like back then your online persona was an avatar for you. It was a persona. Whereas nowadays it feels like your online person is a physical like a part of you yourself as opposed to just being something you project online, which that is always going to be true to some extent, but it feels more like an integral part of someone than it was many years ago.
I try when I'm on Twitter, I try to be as myself as possible without like I mean like being online is kind of scary because at first I was very hesitant to post pictures of my wife and kid. But the people who follow me on Twitter are just friends. So it's just one of those things where like now I feel comfortable. But I feel like people make up a persona and then just get like and like just like they just become that. Like they create something that's not them and then just like because like especially owning a restaurant, like I don't want to step on anyone's toes, especially when it comes to
Yeah,
politics, because now
yeah,
people are very, very rude. So like you have to like I have to be very neutral, especially at work. Like when people, they'll shit talk, everyone. They'll shit talk Trump, and I have to be quiet about it. They'll shit talk Bernie, I gotta be quiet about it, or Hillary. I just keep my mouth shut. Like you like do that, like you end up doing that thing where you're just like, haha, yep, what are you gonna do? Like you just keep doing that.
yeah.
So what are your big things that you stand for politically?
Well, usually the big ones, healthcare, environment, that kind of stuff. That's usually how it's going to be. Um, So yeah, those are the important ones. There are other important issues, as there always are, and it's always going to depend on someone's personal, what they're going through personally at any given time. Like, if you're worried about just making it through, maybe the environment is less important to you. Whereas I am in a situation where I can prioritize that over other things. So, it depends on each person, their circumstance, everything like that. So
we're at the restaurant. We got rid of straws. Like, even if it's not really going to make an impact, we're trying to be more environmentally conscious. So we got rid of all straws, which people are fucking pissed off about that.
Yeah, I don't really understand that, because
people, like, we had a lady, and I thought she was joking, but with my answer, she got actually like livid. She goes, "How am I supposed to drink my drink?" And I go, "With your mouth." And she was like, and she was just like, she got really, like, she got irate, Matt. My big political things, and I don't like to talk politics on YouTube because I found out yesterday.
Oh yeah, that gets you in hot water. So we stay away from that.
I got a lot of viewers that are conservatives, and it's like, I'm not of the mindset that all conservatives are just automatically trash people. I'm pretty liberal leaning, actually. Super liberal leaning. I think one thing going into last year was I tried to be as conscientious about people's gender and like their whole identity. Not to make myself sound bad, I was very much.
Have you read The Bride Was a Boy manga?
No.
Released by Seven Seas?
Is it good?
So for me, I'm more interested in like the philosophical questions around like gender and that. So I didn't enjoy it as much, but it's a very good take on trans individuals' experience, especially because this is abroad, and normally the focus is mostly on United States, in UK as well, or usually where this tends to be focused on. So this is a good sort of experience, not just from that perspective, but also from like someone from abroad. So it's good. It's really good for that. But I'm more interested in like the philosophical questions around like what gender is and all that kind of thing. So I didn't enjoy it as much as I think most other people would enjoy it. So I would recommend it to most people, though.
Going into 2018, I was very much I never hated trans people. I mean, but I was always like, why are they so up in arms about it? And then going into 2019, I made a conscious effort to try to learn as much as possible and try to be as kind as possible. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me, and I just want everyone to be happy. So like now when I hear people bash trans people, I'm like, does it affect you? Does it does someone trying to be happy make you upset? Like, it doesn't affect you. Like, why get so anti-trans or anti-gay people? Like, people are born one way. Just let them be. Just move on with your life and try to let people be happy. I think that's my main. I want everyone to be happy no matter what. I think that's like my main goal in life, is to try to treat everyone as equal as possible. Unless you like Monster Masume, and then you are a lesser being than me.
Hey.
No, I'm just kidding. No, dude, I mean, healthcare as well. I mean, healthcare in the United States it's a fucking mess.
It's real bad.
It's a mess. My grandmother, like, just to give you like two personal accounts, my grandmother has Alzheimer's, so she had to move into a home that helps her, and helps take care of her because she can't do everything on her own. And we've been, she's been paying the insurance company for years, waiting, because this is a thing that runs in the family, and we got insurance for this very fucking reason. And she's been in there for about 6 months, and just randomly they're like, we don't want to pay for that anymore. So,
yep.
Yeah. So it's just like, and then like when me and Taylor had our kid, we were still, I think we're still out like $11,000 after the baby was born. And that's with insurance.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. It's crazy,
expensive.
Dude. And like, I'm all for higher minimum wage. I'm all for offering, my employees healthcare if we have to, but it's just, man, it's just like for like a small mom and pop restaurant as well. It's very much, it's not viable. So like we don't like that's why I'm the
So
boss and I'm still scrubbing toilets and still scrubbing
for
floors.
isn't it if you have like under a certain number of employees, you don't have to provide healthcare to your employees? Um,
I believe it's different each state. We have such a small number of employees. We have one full time waiter, and then we have two waitresses that are part time, and then we have no kitchen help. So it's literally my mom, my dad, and I every day. We're the only ones that touch the food, um, which is good because
so
people,
if I were so if I go to Filippo's Pizza, I'm getting one made by the Flip Otaku.
yeah, yeah, like hands down, it's either gonna be me or my dad. That's the only two people that make pizza. My mom makes pasta. I also make pasta. I pretty much, I'm like, I'm kind of like the insurance company. You know, they pay me a lot, and whatever's wrong, I go in and fix it. You know, I'm like a little bit all over the place. It just depends. You know, like both my parents are getting really old, and my dad said, I think the other day, he's like, you got 5 years until I'm gone, so you need to transition yourself into being able to do literally everything, which I pretty much already do. But yeah, all the food is made fresh every day, small batches. Meatballs are made, you know, like literally the dough is made by hand. We mix the dough by hand. We don't have a dough machine. Um, my dad mixes the dough because he's been doing it the same way for 30 years at this point. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of work, man. And we've been closed for a week. We reopened Wednesday, so Tuesday, starting at 8:30 in the morning, I'm gonna be cooking till probably 10 at night, just getting everything ready. So
Yeah, it's working at a restaurant can be rough, especially like I don't know what you have to go through. I've only been like the grunt laborer, so
it's I mean I do the prep, I do the grunt work, and then you have to deal with the customers because if someone's not happy,
aren't they fantastic?
I hate people. I hate I hate people. I hate people in this town. Not to shit on this town because they've been very good to us for 30 years, but it's getting. It used to be very small and close, you know, like a very close knit community, and now it's just bigger. Like there's more people here. So people are very snotty, like very, you know, just snobby and rude. This is a very rich town, so it's just full of people who like they come in and they're like they talk down to you because you're making their food, but in like actuality, it's like, bitch, I make more than you. Shut the fuck up. Like
It's like my pizza is 1 degree too cold. Send it back and give me a new one
my
and a refund. And
my
it's like,
favorite thing
no.
is my favorite thing is so we use all fresh meats, like we get it like from a butcher. We get all fresh meats. Um, so and they're raw. So like we tell people like if they get like a half all meat and a half cheese, we'll say, hey, to give you a little bit of heads up, your cheese side is going to be a little burnt because we have to cook this meat or else you'll get sick. We suggest you getting like a size smaller and then like a personal size cheese. And they'll be like, no, it's fine. And then the pizza comes out and they're like, this pizza's burnt. Or I hate. Have you ever met someone from fucking Chicago like this?
I've been to Chicago, but I've never had like a prolonged conversation with anyone from
Oh my
Chicago.
god, dude! People from Chicago, excuse me, pizza. People from Chicago, New York, your pizza fucking sucks. Like it's not good. Like quit. I love when people call and they've never been there and they're like, "Yo, I'm from Chicago. I know real pizza." I just want to fucking hang up the phone. Like I wish I was that well off. I could just go, click. Nope, you're not. I'm not going to serve you. But you got to go. Oh, our pizza's not like Giordano's or Manzella's or whatever the fuck those motherfuckers eat up there. I hate Chicago people so much.
They have a cool flag.
I've never even seen their flag. They have a really cool giant bean. That's actually pretty cool. Have you seen the big bean?
I've seen the bean, but it was like a glance, so I don't really remember it.
uh,
I was like, oh, we're on the highway. Oh, there it goes.
someone asked, is Italian food easy to cook / keep? So that's the thing. That's another thing about the restaurant is that if Italian restaurants cooked you guys real Italian food, Americans would not like it, like at all. Especially where my family's from. We're from Sicily, which is the island. Um, there's no red sauce at all. I've been there dozens of times, and I've had maybe one red sauce dish. It's mostly snails and sardines mixed in with olive oil. There's a lot of couscous, a lot of rice, So the Americanized food is actually super easy to cook. The secret with dough, though, if you guys like this, if you're ever making a pizza dough, is make it the day before and let it sit in the fridge for 24 hours because fresh dough is awful. It's awful. You have to let it sit for 24 hours because it gets all nice and like all the olive oil sets in with it. It's fresh dough is beautiful. Here's a question I think that's geared towards maybe both of us. Have you ever gotten to Love Live?
I have never seen Love Live, but at some point I'm gonna have to see it because there's a lot of like fervor around that series in particular, and I need to see what it's about. So
I need
at
to see
some
what it's about
point
too
I will see Love Live
because it stops Sunrise from making more Gundam at times. So
we know Flip's priorities over here.
oh, dude, I mean, not to shit on Love Live. Actually, Love Live is probably single-handedly keeping Sunrise able to do Gundam series. So hell yeah, Love Live.
I wonder if they make more money from like the Gundam merch or like the Idol merch. I have to wonder what makes them more.
I know Gunpla sells extremely well, like extremely well.
Yeah, but like Idol stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I've never gotten into Idols. I think the most I've gotten into Idols was like if it's embedded with the Mecha series, like Macross. Like the last Macross season was like pretty much.
I've seen. Yeah. I can't believe. Wow, my avatar has 2 Macross characters. Yeah, I've seen Macross, Frontier, and Delta. I'm in the middle of the first series, so I've seen that Mecha show as well. Wow.
I have the bootlegs. How do you feel about bootlegs like this? I think this is. I mean, I don't want to talk too much on my opinion because tomorrow Justin Savakis and I are launching. We're doing. Have you heard about this?
Heard about what?
So, do you know who Justin Savakis is?
I've heard that name, and is he an writer and contributor?
Well, he doesn't like to be associated with Ann that much, but he founded Anime News Network, did the podcast for a while, and then he did that Answer Man column on there. But
that's what Answer Man. Okay.
But his real job is he does all of the discotheque Blu-rays. So like he authorizes them and codes them. He did a FlipCast. I want to say maybe 4 or 5 months ago or 6 months ago at this point, and we actually hit it off and became really good friends. And now we're launching a show called Fan versus Pro. It's on iTunes, by the way, guys. It's on Google Play. It's all those podcast places. Look up Fan versus Pro, where we're gonna have a topic each week, and we're going to talk about it for about an hour and a half. And I'm really excited. It's like a big dream come true. And that's
really cool.
Yeah, and the first episode is piracy because he, makes like he works for an anime company. Like they license and put out. He put out the first 4K anime Blu-ray, which was Cobra.
Was that Gundam Thunderbolt?
No, Thunderbolt. So the first. Let me rephrase this correctly. The first 4K anime in the States. So, and it was Cobra the animation. Now, Thunderbolt, 4K isn't region locked yet, so you can import 4K discs from all over the world. And
Gundam, it better stay unregion locked. That's all I'm saying.
I really hope because it's such a niche format. Like, it's getting popular, but we just got a 4K TV, and I've gone a little hog wild on getting 4K discs. Like I got Blade Runner.
Oh no, it's starting again.
Yeah, it's starting again. I mean the action figures. Like I got I think 20 something figures, and then I got a box of 30 Super Sentai Red Rangers up there. It's just
Flip. I thought you said you were going to learn from the mistakes of the past.
Like this. I need something to fill the void in my heart. Is what I need.
You have a wife.
Yeah, that's true. She is fantastic. She fills a lot of voids. And my daughter feels a lot. Oh, dude, I love being a dad. It's the best thing. Actually, Laethas messaged me. I said, "Hey, I'm getting ready. Just put my kid, to bed or whatever." And he was like, "Children or being a dad is more important than manga." And I was like, "It's a close second. It's a very close second." I like if I came home and she destroyed my room, I would probably throw her out the second story window. But
Wow,
I'm just kidding.
That's brutal.
I'm joking. So, Laethas, how do you feel about bootlegs?
You're on a anime bootlegs.
Yeah, because my stance, my like broad stance is that if I can't legally buy it in my language, or which is basically that, I'm gonna buy a bootleg. I did get into now you can. I found a friend of mine, is teaching me how to. You can take it like a disc from another region, like for instance the Panzer World Galleon. I've taken that, put it in my computer, and I've added English subtitles to the actual disc. So now when it plays, I have the option, but that's like a huge workaround, and it's actually kind of a pain in the ass to do.
Yeah, it's an inconvenience. Yep.
It's a very big inconvenience. It's like for series that I would only really want. So for me, being a Neon Genesis fan and a Macross fan, Neon Genesis, the original dub is in the original script isn't available on Netflix. So like a piece of, I want to say like history is missing.
Is almost like lost to time essentially.
Yeah, and like people the first time that they watch Neon Genesis, they're not going to experience the exact same thing that many of us experienced. So
unless they watch it that way.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on bootlegs?
So for anime bootlegs, I don't really understand because from my point of view, unlike manga where there's like a physical book that I can like turn and read, where it's anime, whether I'm streaming it or putting a DVD in, it's the same thing. So for a bootleg, I'm like, if you're, in my opinion, for like buying an anime, it's because I want to support that show in particular. So I would go buy it. Whereas if I don't particularly care, like just like stream it, then it doesn't take up room in the house because it's not really different. Like a manga volume, I can pick up and I can read. So I don't really understand why I would want to get a bootleg, or at least that's my perspective. Because if like I don't care, like I can just stream it. Whereas if I want to support it, I would actually buy the real one, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, with like Macross, I have all of Macross that's legally available to purchase, but Harmony Gold is such a fucking piece of shit company that they signed a deal with, I think it was Funimation, where they say they're gonna bring more Macross out, but I doubt it. So, which breaks my heart. But yeah, someone said, "Do you really want that old dub of Eva though?" I mean, for me, that's what I heard first, so that's what I like. And I think a lot of people with anything, their first time is what they like most.
Yeah, and the old subtrack. Well, I guess you could download the old subtrack, so that's not as.
And also, they changed a couple just words that just kind of ruined the whole vibe of Evangelion. Have you ever seen Evangelion?
A long time ago, I saw the first 14 episodes, and then I haven't seen any since. So.
What the hell are you doing like this?
I don't know.
You need to quit reading, Dragon Goes House Hunting or whatever the hell. And
I haven't read that series.
I'm just
again.
Shit. Citrus. You need to quit reading Citrus. And
hey, Citrus Plus is coming out next month. I can't put that on hold, okay?
Are you actually excited about that?
I mean, it's smutty and it's two girls just macking on each other, so that's entertainment.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Laethas. What is Citrus Plus? Is that a sequel?
It's a sequel. It's a sequel.
The same two girls?
I want to say it's a direct sequel. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's like side stories, but it could be. You never really know.
Is there any full frontal shit in that?
No. There's no nudity. I don't think so. I don't remember there being any nudity.
Maybe in Citrus Plus there is nudity because it's the plus.
Yeah, well, it's got one plus.
It's the NC-17 of the Citrus
Pretty
universe.
pretty soon we're gonna get the second sequel, and it's just gonna be called C++, and like all the programmers are gonna be super confused. They're gonna be like, "What's going on here?"
Whoa, wait a minute, Laethas. You see that?
I do see that.
What the fuck is Sam talking about here?
Is there something you want to say to me?
Do you think Vinland is overrated?
Yeah, a lot of people I think tout it as the best series to have ever existed since the dawn of time. I'm not there. That
'Cause it's
seems
not-
a little bit far out for me.
It's definitely not bizarre.
So, yeah, it's a good series. It's a I think the character that was recently introduced, Hild, who's kind of like a parallel to Thorfinn. I think she can make the series like creep up into like really being a memorable series. One of the series that lives on through time as one that we remember. But I think people give like too much credit to it because it's at the end of the day, it is a revenge plot that has been done before.
And better by Berserk.
Yeah, so it's been done before. And I think it has to do a lot with the setting because we don't get much of that. So the aesthetic is very unique from like a manga perspective. So that's gonna help it among a lot of people. But it's overrated, but that doesn't mean I think it's bad. I still think it's a great series, but when people are touting it as like the best series to have ever existed, I'm like, you need to cool your jets on that one. It's not that good.
I definitely see why people like it. It's very well written. The art is incredible. Do you feel like so I feel like manga, like I feel like with anything, like, and I think the prime example of this is Zelda games. It's like always the previous one, the current one gets shit on, the previous one's good, and then when the new one
Believe it or
comes
not,
out,
I have not actually played a Zelda game.
What do you just too busy with politics?
I have some. I just have yet to play them.
Why?
I just haven't. I've been busy with other things like manga and school and all that jazz.
What are you going to school for?
I'm in college for comp sci, computer science, CS.
Nice.
How's what every guy who's into anime on the internet is in college for.
Hey, my cousin Enzo, he went to school for that. He's got a super cush job now. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He's not interested in having a family, and he's on track to retire at 35. So, that could be you, dude.
I'm mixed about retirement because I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like,
fucking,
what am I gonna do?
Read manga all day, dude. How sick would that be?
But it would get boring at some point because it's like, oh, I've read all the series that I really like, and I gotta wait for the ones that I'm reading to catch up. So now what am I gonna do? It's
get into tokusatsu with Flip. Me and you, dude. We're gonna start a tokusatsu podcast. You should you should watch an old Juspian. Watch Juspian.
What?
Mega Beast Investigator Juspian.
Okay, you're gonna have to send me a Twitter message for that because I don't know.
It's if you have you been to my Twitter profile?
Once, I think, like a couple times to like the profile, but mostly I just watch my feed go by.
The banner is 2 characters from Juspian fighting.
Okay,
I think before.
So you really like this?
Oh, dude. Okay, Laethas. My wife has only tweeted maybe a handful of times. And why is my monitor screen? Whoa, why is it all? Whoa. My wife has only tweeted.
Are you on a boat?
I'm really big into bullet hell games, so my monitor I purposely bought so it could swivel in Tate mode, and I can play like Ikaruga and stuff in its native format.
So you're not sailing the Great Lakes?
No, not yet. That's what I'm gonna do when I'm retired. But my wife's only tweeted she's like only tweeted like a handful of times, and one of them is I love my husband, but if he watches Juspian one more time, I'm gonna pack my bags. Like I watched it probably it's like 40 some episodes. I watched it like 6 times in a row.
People have their patience.
I love it, dude. I love it. I don't think people think it's like a whole I've had people go, "Do you really like that shit?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude. It's Japanese boys in tights, and they're fighting monsters.
Are you sure you want to leave that phrasing as is?
I mean, I've said some pretty worse. I've said some really god awful things in the last couple Flipcast. So I think I can leave. I think I can see that. I think
you can skirt by on that one.
I think that's the least offensive thing I've ever said on a podcast. But when you do hours of these, like I've done probably 24 hours of podcast in the last 2 weeks, you kind of just forget what the fuck you even say half the time. You should start a podcast like this. You have such a good voice.
I've got roommates.
I told you this last time.
So that can cause problems, especially because I would be doing it at night, and they would not like that. So
start it with them.
They're not into.
How do you? So are these roommates that you chose, or is this like college roommates?
No, they're just people I'm living with for now. Yeah, so
How do they feel about you being a weeb?
They don't care.
Really?
Yeah, okay, so I shouldn't say most people, but once you get to know people, they don't usually care. So you talk with people, and then they get to know you, and then if you have any hobbies or anything like that, they don't typically care a whole lot. Like they may be like, he's a super nerd, but I generally come off that way, generally.
I don't think I give off that vibe in IRL. Other than I'm constantly talking about shit.
See, I'm the opposite. Like,
oh, dude, I
don't talk about it ever.
I talk about it a lot. I mean, just because. I mean, I don't know. One of my friends that works at the restaurant is also a huge nerd. So, and he works a lot. So we'll shoot the shit. So like the other people will just hear, what like we're talking about. They're like, what the fuck? We have a TV in the back, and when I get to choose what we're watching, I put on Power Rangers. My dad does make fun of me. He's like, "This is fucking stupid." Or if I put on like anime, he's like, "Really? You're almost 30 and you're watching cartoons?" I'm like, "Dad, you watch NASCAR, you stupid fuck."
Turn left.
Turn left. Oh.
You should put on Monster Musume. Just see what he says.
So my wife. Grew up in a very small town. I think her graduating class was like 20 people.
I think you were talking to G about this, where you were playing Keijo at the gym.
I was playing Keijo at the gym, dude. And when I told her I was a nerd, she thought all anime was hentai. All of it. And she probably wishes it was at this point because I literally watch mecha anime. Like that's it. Like I literally just watch.
It's just like, what? So many robots. When are the big boobs coming out? Like, I need to get away from this.
The big boobs are in Cross Ange, dude. Cross Ange. Have you seen Cross Ange?
I have not seen that one.
Giant titties and mechs. Can you name a better duo?
Plus Yuri.
Ooh, wait. There might actually be Yuri in Cross Ange.
I think Simone is Mech's Yuri.
Simone.
I think it's Simoun.
Have you?
Okay. I'm not 100% on that.
Someone asked, "Where do you go to uni?" I don't think Laethas is going to answer that. He's a very private guy.
Yeah, we're not answering that. I go to a university within the confines of the continental United States of America.
There's like 4 of those, man. So we got like we've got like a couple options there. I think by your accent, or not your accent, by your voice, you're probably in the Midwest.
Yeah, well, most people, Midwest, yeah.
So, all right, sweet, dude. Dubs Not Subs was on earlier, and he's from the same state, and he lives in a town where my cousins own a pizza place. Sam, he's probably paranoid because I've had pictures of my kids sent to me. Like, it's fucking
I'm a
weird.
comp sci student. I know the kinds of crazy nonsense that happens. Like, I'm not going to put myself through that. We're not doing that until I have sway.
The detective Flip knows based on accents. I can just tell. I mean, like Midwest people, like you sound like you talk like I do. So
it's also pretty common accent. I feel like I think it's generally considered like the general American accent. Like,
I feel like down south is the.
Yeah, so like you're down south, you can usually tell if someone's from like the middle of New York. You can usually tell.
My favorite is New York Italians, but they're not like really Italian. They're just like fourth or fifth generation. They weren't raised like the Italian way, so they're just like, "Yo, I'm fucking Italian, dog. I'm from New York." I love this.
But yeah.
Laethas, you're cute. No homo though.
I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. We're gonna take that as compliment.
Tyrone says that to a lot of people. I have a theory that Tyrone is Gear Third Manga's alternate account.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Or it's Base Senpai, because he says a lot of shit that aligns with both of those. Damon, you've had pics of your kids. I've had the restaurant doxxed. People were calling the restaurant and like asking for me and then threatening me. I've had pictures of my wife and kid sent to me. Yeah, it sucks. I would say, how do you feel about this question?
What do you mean?
Should I spend my money on One Piece box set or Full Metal?
Well, the first question you should ask is, should I spend money, period?
Yes.
Like, that's the first question you ask, and you're like...
Yes.
Right, so that's the first question you ask. And if the answer is yes, then it's hard to say you can get the Full Metal Alchemist box set probably really cheap because the Full Metal editions are coming out. So you might be able to find one on eBay for super discounted.
That's true, yep.
So that might be a good one to go with, unless you want those Full Metal editions, in which case, if you want the Full Metal editions, well, the only other option is the One Piece box set. But again, you got to ask that first question first of should I spend my money? Before you.
Always yes. Always
yeah.
Yes.
No, it's not. Don't listen
dude.
to Flip.
Always, dude. Always spend money. Trust me.
Don't listen to Flip.
I am the king of spending money.
So don't listen to him.
Like have you heard how much I spent last year on anime?
I did. I heard a number with a 10 followed by 3 zeros, and I was like, uh-oh.
Did you listen to the whole G podcast?
I don't know if I caught the beginning, but I watched a fair amount of it. It caused problems for me because I was up till like 5, 6 in the morning. So that was fun.
She's like,
she's
on the podcast.
Yeah, she's a nice person. She's pretty knowledgeable about a lot of things manga related.
Oh yeah, and she's super low key a savage. Like she's like fucking low key. Like we talked off air, and I was just like, damn, this girl is a savage. Like she's balling, dude. But
tearing people's heads off,
dude. Oh yeah, but she's super sweet, like super nice. I was a little, I wouldn't say nervous going into that podcast, just a little bit, because just we don't have like kind of like me and you, we don't have like a lot of similarities like in common, but me and you can hold a conversation perfectly fine, and like I'm having a great time, and I ended up having a really good time with G too. So
yeah, she's really fun to talk to. I think a long time ago I had her on with Apollo on the Indefinite Hiatus podcast, and we had a good time there.
Is that still indefinite? Is that still on indefinite hiatus?
It is on indefinite hiatus. That is a true statement.
I need to get Apollo.
The truth value of that statement is true.
Flip, how do I spend as much as you?
Don't.
Like, I'm very fortunate that I was able to do that and not be hurt at all. That would like end a lot of people.
That's a dangerous amount of money to spend. So
yeah, so don't do it. Open up a restaurant, have it be successful, which is hard.
Get lucky,
Get lucky, get born into a family that already has a restaurant.
Yeah. Just, win the Powerball every time you buy a ticket, and you'll be fine.
Speaking of Powerball, someone came to my grandfather's funeral who everyone's like, "Do you know who that is?" I'm like, "Who?" And they're like, "That dude won $700 million on the fucking Powerball." I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Jesus Christ!" So I went to the back of the church.
Taxes.
Yeah. So then back to the church, I was blowing them, and dude only gave me $20. I was I was really upset by that. So Dylan said, "Don't think, just click add to cart." That's actually very dangerous.
That's bad advice.
Dude, it's so easy to get such a high, like an endorphin rush of just blindly buying stuff.
Yeah, that's one dangerous thing about online. Is because, well, one thing you will know about, I try to buy most things with cash. It's just force of habit.
That's a good dude. That's a
So
good way to live.
one problem with buying online is you don't feel like you're exchanging anything. You just click a button and you get stuff, and so that can cause problems. So be aware of that.
Yeah, I use a debit card, but I have my balance constantly sent to me because and then I give my wife cash almost every night, every week. I give her X amount and she saves. I think it's very important to have cash on hand.
Yes.
Super important because you never know when you're gonna need it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think I read like a stat somewhere. I mean, I could be wrong that like if you asked an average American to get $400, they just couldn't do it.
No, that's not even just cash on hand. That's just like in their bank account.
That's like heartbreaking. That's sad, dude. That actually makes me sad. The economy. I mean, pizza wise, the economy is booming. Pizza's, even when our economy crashed, pizza sales were through the roof.
Yeah, whenever you're talking about like food and grocery stores, those are I'm not really big into stocks, but I think they're called defensive stocks, because if the economy tanks, people still need those services. So those stocks aren't usually hit as hard because they're not as there's not as much speculation going on with those because people are gonna need food, so they're gonna continue to buy it. So
yep. Flip, before I get to set the basic training, which by the way, dude, you're more of a man than I am because I would have never signed up for the military. So thank you. I'm going to make a manga collection video. Fuck yeah, dude. And when you do, you get sent the basic the day before my birthday, which is actually my wife's birthday as well. So send me a link on Twitter or post a comment on one of my videos. I want to see your collection before you get sent off the basic, dude.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck, man. I have two of my best friends, twins, both went into the Navy, and I just saw him last week, and he looks incredible. All he's doing is running marathons and shit now. We were both actually, Ryan, the guy I'm talking about, incredible wingman. When I met my wife at the gym, I would go to the gym to work out, but I ended up talking to her the whole time. And one night I remember standing there talking to her for 6 hours, and Ryan never once bitched that we were at the gym for 6 hours. He just sat there quietly, and after we got in the car, he was like, "You really like that girl?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Holy shit, Ryan, you just waited for me for 6 hours?" He was like, "Yeah, man, I didn't want to interrupt you." And I was like, that's a true friend. That's the guy who told me to watch Keijo.
That's a bro right there.
That is a bro. I love. We used to go to the sushi restaurant and spend $100 every Monday on sushi. Every Monday, dude. God. So I was 340 pounds at one point in my life, and I lost 130. But I would give myself one cheat day, and my cheat was sushi. And I mean,
that's how you ruin the diet. Is the cheat days?
I still was losing weight. I was still.
Well, I guess if it worked, it worked.
I lost 130 in 9 months.
That's a lot in such a short time frame.
It was not good. I felt like absolute garbage. Okay. I felt like absolute garbage at that point, dude. I think the most I lost in a week was 15 pounds. But that was when I first started dating my now wife, and she was working the late shift. I would just walk because she got off at 7 in the morning. So I wanted to see her before I went home. I would just walk on the treadmill, and I would walk for 4 or 5 hours straight. And I ended up losing 15 pounds in a week. That was not good. I was feeling awful. Awful. So, Laethas, are you fat or are you in good shape?
I am in good shape. Well, better than most people's shape. Definitely not large. Actually, I might have too little fat on me, as a matter of fact.
Are you short or are you tall?
I'm average height.
So 5'6", 5'7"?
5'9".
5'9"? Oh, you're taller than me, dude. I'm 5'7", 5'6", 5'7".
Oh.
My wife's taller than me. And it used to bother me. It used to really mess with me. But now I'm just like, you know what? My wife's hot and she's taller than me. Fuck you guys. She's like that girl from Gigant. Have you
I've not seen that series. I know it got licensed.
Which I am so surprised it got licensed, dude.
Was it Seven Seas or Kodansha?
That's a Seven Seas title. That's got to be a Seven Seas title. Seems like something those fucking degenerates over there would license. What is Laethas' profile pic on the screen from? It's from Matt Cross. He said that a little bit ago. So Laethas, what have you liked for 2019 besides manga and anime? Any good movies? Any good books?
I was gonna say The Witcher, but that was this year. What did I watch last year? How far are you in?
Episode 1.
Have you tossed a coin to your Witcher yet?
I've not tossed a coin.
Okay.
I would toss something of Henry Cavill's. It'd probably be his salad, but I would not. His coin purse, maybe.
You would not toss a coin to your Witcher?
I don't know, dude. Henry Cavill is like my man crush. That dude's biceps are like the size of my head.
Is this what you aspire to be? Is he the main character of life? Is he the protagonist?
It's really unfair how good looking and tall and handsome and everything he is. So, yeah.
Or would you say Dwayne The Rock Johnson is the protagonist of life?
I don't want to be Dwayne The Rock Johnson, dude. Have you seen Henry Cavill?
Is I don't know actors' names. Is he the guy that plays Geralt?
Yeah, dude. Okay. Do you see his butt in that show like you see Geralt's in Witcher 3?
I don't pay attention to that, so no.
I always comment on like how attractive I think a dude is. Like I'm not gay or bi at all, but I can tell when a guy is, hot. And
I am only able to tell like 8s, 9s, and 10s. Beyond that, I'm like, I have no clue. I'm like, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I can see, like, I was talking to someone at the gas station, and in my head, I was like, this dude is a fucking one. This is the ugliest human being I think I've ever seen in my life. And do you ever just walk into a conversation and you get included and you don't want to be in that conversation? But it's also a train wreck. So you're like, I'll stay.
It's probably happened to me before, but usually those kinds of things, just my memory just discards as just not valuable. So
this guy was talking about his ex-wife getting herpes. And then I'm standing in line to fucking pay for my drinks. And he literally looks at me like I'm part of the conversation. He's talking with a friend and the guy working the cashier or the cash register. And he looks at me and he goes, I was giving her plenty of side dick. Like I would call my friends over, we would hit it, and that wasn't enough for her. And I was like, I literally just go, I have my monsters in my hand. I just go, oh no, dude, bitches.
You have your popcorn right? And you're just shoving it into your face. Like I'm watching the greatest film of all time, and I didn't even have to pay for a ticket.
I stood there for 15 minits and just listened to the story. I was like,
that's a short film right there.
I was like, dude, man, sometimes you just gotta. You just gotta love and just let go. And he's like, amen, brother. And I was like, yeah. And then I get back in the car and I was like, I felt like they were also like their hair was real greasy too. You know what I mean? Like just not very well kept humans. I got in the car and I was just like, ugh. Dude, and that happens at the restaurant all the time. People will come up to the counter. This woman told me and my mom one time, and she's been coming. I hope no one sees this. I hope no one that comes to the restaurant sees this. This woman comes in. She comes in every Wednesday night. She's a sweetheart. She's been coming in. She used to be our neighbor. So she's been around for a while, but she's never been like a friend. You know what I mean? Like she's just like
she's very just like well-known presence that's there.
She's a presence. She's a very good customer. Her families are very good customers, but we haven't like gone to get dinner with them or anything. So she comes in and she's telling my mom, and she's trying to be quiet, but like I can hear it. And she goes, yeah, and I don't know what's wrong. Every time Barry and I have sex, I just can't get wet. And so
you're like, might I interest you in some pizza? I hear it's very gratifying.
I had to literally walk away. Because if I didn't, I was going to make a very loud laugh, and it was going to be directed at her, and I knew she was going to know. So my mom, trying to just be, like I said, be even keeled. You can't make these people upset. She goes, "Have you tried KY?" And she goes, I've tried everything. I was like, so I had to walk away. I walked outside and I just started laughing hysterically.
It's like, I'm gonna take my 15-minute break now. Seems like a good time.
We have a waitress who means very well. She's very sweet, but she's very, very religious, like scary. And one day,
Does she have a giant Jesus tattoo on her back?
no, dude, I love when whores get a Jesus tattoo, and there's which you can do whatever you want with your body, but I just think it's ironic when they're sleeping with a bunch of guys or like sleep. Like I've never slept around, so like I'm saying this as someone who doesn't do that, but I like when I like when people, guys and girls, sleep around with a bunch of partners. They end up getting pregnant, but it's against their religion to get an abortion. I just think I think that's kind of ironic.
Hey, God works in mysterious ways, my friend.
You almost said God murks. Like he's gonna murk that fucking embryo. No, but this very religious woman who works for us came up to me out of the blue in the middle of the rush, and she goes, "Filippo, I don't know if it's schizophrenia or the voice of God." And I just was like, "Oh my god!"
Okay.
I was like, "You never know. You never know." And she was like,
You should have said it was you. It was just like, I am the all-knowing.
Do you know the band Ghost?
No.
They're a metal band. They have a very 80s like 80s feel to their songs, but they're very satanic. And and their songs are very catchy. They like dressed up
Flip, is there something you need to tell us?
I'm a huge black metal fan, dude. Like I have a lot of satanic music in my collection. Like a lot. Like it's my wife is very upset about it because she's religious, and I have like Once Upon the Cross, which is like Jesus all blood. Anyways, I will play Ghost for her, and they have a song where it's super catchy. And it's like a really good song, and she's like, "Oh my god, this sounds like something from the '80s." And then it'll just stop, and he'll go, "Satan, Lucifer," and she's like, "Wah!" And starts like freaking out, like, "You're so mean to me."
Oh.
Have you ever had that phase where you're just getting into manga collecting, so you buy and buy more before you read what you already have? I think everyone almost does that.
Yeah, I think everyone does that. It's to varying degrees based on the person, so it's hard to really answer this question because when you say you just buy and buy and buy and don't read it, I'm like, okay, well, buy and buy, like, up to what point? Because I'm like, I know there's been a point to where like I need to read this, but I don't know if that point is the same for me as it is for other people. So,
what's your biggest regret purchase wise?
I don't know. I don't really have like a biggest regret purchase wise. Like there isn't like a whole lot of regret because I'm very careful about what I buy, and I don't usually buy like a whole series all at once. So there's only like if I buy one volume, there's only a certain level of disappointment I can have for it, right?
Yeah.
So I've never really run into that issue.
What's the most you spent on a single purchase?
Is probably the Pandora Hearts box set. That's probably the highest dollar single item.
How much was that?
I think I bought it whatever its retail price was. I think I got it for either 25 or 27% off from in stock. And then when it got here, there was like a pretty big dent in one of the corners. And so they gave me a partial refund up to like 35 or 40% off. So
like how much roughly do you think?
I don't know what the retail price was, but I want to say at the end of it, probably like 140, 150, somewhere in that range.
You want to see 3 items that combined are $1,800?
Do I want? Okay, so there's the I want to, but I probably shouldn't. But we're gonna go with the desire on this. Oh, the Galactic Heroes.
The Galactic Heroes, and then the Gundam Thunderbolt and Gundam Unicorn import, and then the Godzilla Criterion collection. That's way too much. Way too much. Here's a question for both of us.
it's tagged to me, but we're both going to answer it. If you could only collect 3 manga series, what 3 would it be?
Are you saying I can only collect these series and I can read others like at my discretion, or like I'm only allowed to read 3 until the end of time?
I'm going to say 3 series to the end of time.
Like I can only read 3 series.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go with Berserk. We're gonna go with Skip Beat. That gives me some variety. And then the last one's a tough one because I like Enio Asano. I like Yuri, and I like a lot of other things. So the last one's a hard one. We're gonna go with Solanin because I think that has had an impact on me, like
I think
as a person.
That's the perfect one shot.
It's so good. Do you have the extra like epilogue volume as well?
No,
that
I
this put out?
don't. You actually, I think you linked it to me. I never ended up purchasing it. I actually sold Solid. I actually sold I sold my Inyo Sano collection as a bundle. But the one I regret, besides I still have Dead Demons, but the one thing I regret is Solanin because
you can still pick it up. It's still in print.
I'm definitely gonna pick it up again. It's just, dude, that I read that at work, like on my break, and I started sobbing in front of all the employees. I don't want to spoil it for any of you, but that
it's really, really good,
and it's a page turn too. Like it happens.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I don't know. People seem to hype up Poon Poon a lot, and I'm like, Solanin is better.
I just don't like. I'm not a big fan of underage people getting raped, and that happens.
So you would not like a girl on the shore?
I do not like Girl on the Shore like this. That is child pornography. That is no, dude. No. Who? I think it was Luke. Not Lucas. What's his name? Nelson. My friend Nelson. His favorite Asano work is Girl on the Shore, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
I don't know. I can see that. It's very visceral and real. It's like.
Yeah, like rape. It's very visceral, and it happens to people. It's fucking
like
terrible,
yeah.
dude.
I think the purpose of that one is to make people feel uncomfortable. It's like this is reality. This is real life. It's not pretty. It's very ugly, and you're gonna be confronted with it. And here it is.
I think my top 3 would be Berserk, obviously. It's #1 manga on Mao, quoting Beta Senpai.
Is he the Mao god?
Have you not seen him get into just? He trolls people, dude. He has charts. Like this dude is he's so dedicated to the art of trolling. He has charts. So like let's say for instance Dr. Stone, right? It's doing pretty well, okay? It's like doing all right. But
I don't really follow like the big shonen series, so
Okay.
when you start talking about this stuff, I'm like, I'd heard that series. It seems to be doing well. It has an anime, right? Like it's doing well.
He says it's not doing well because even off the back of an anime, it's barely sold 2 million copies. But with Demon Slayer, the Demon Slayer manga was about to get canceled, and then the anime comes out, it's such a hit, and it sold more than one piece.
Sold gangbusters.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think like, and he just trolls people, dude, like all the time.
I mean that is a pretty good piece of like analytics. Like if an anime comes out, you should expect like a pretty sizable increase in sales.
You and Base would be really good friends, dude. You should talk about stats on manga with Base. And then like also if you like a series that's below a 7.5, it's not good.
He trolls you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Base was a troll for a little bit, and so I took a little bit of the bait, but now I've come to realize he's a troll.
Dude, he is.
So we're good.
He's a wonderful guy though. Berserk for me, Gantz #2. I fucking love Gantz. That has a lot of sexual assault in it. But it does better as it goes on, and I think it gets really fucking good. Like some of my favorite arcs in all of manga and anime are in Gantz. And then 3, I mean that's really tough because I like Doro Hidoro. I think I would say Doro Hidoro.
Oh, are we also limiting this to like English print releases only?
Yeah, because if I was
Okay.
going to say English print only, I mean, if I was going to say Japanese, I would throw probably Kingdom in there. Yeah. But we have another question. If you had something to recommend a newish manga collector that likes underrated manga / anime, what would you pick up? By Christina. Thank you, by the way, for watching, Christina.
Complex Age is a good one. Would highly recommend Complex Age.
I'm gonna say
Rose King. I see like 3 people talking about it. I don't see anyone else picking it up. I don't see it in haul videos. And it's so well written, like incredibly well written. The art is fantastic. And as a guy who never read shoujo before, that made me want to pick up more shoujo. It's based off of what do you call it? It's based off 2 Shakespeare plays. Shay Geeks Out recommended it to me, and she even got Base Senpai to read it, and even he likes it. So if you can get a prude like Base Senpai to like something, you're doing something right. I also what's an underrated season like? I mean, not season, series like this. Like, what do you think is?
So usually there's 2 ways I'll go about it. So like underrated as in like it has low aggregator scores, or underappreciated as in like not too many people have picked it up. So usually when people ask underrated, I'll consider both of those because I would usually consider those to be 2 separate categories. But when people ask, I would usually take from both.
I'm gonna say probably the
Ultraman manga. I'm actually really surprised Viz even decided to bring this over here. It's just like it's so. Have you read it at all, like this?
I have not.
So, as a huge Ultraman fan, it's a real treat. But even if you're not a fan, you can go into it blind, and it sets up the world well enough that you can enjoy it. But no one talks about that, and I think it's really fucking good. Like I think it's one of the best ongoings right now.
Huh.
So, Laethas, do you want to wrap it up? Holy shit, we've been talking for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I can go for a while longer if you want, or we can wrap it up now. Just
yeah, dude,
you want.
I am completely down for just keep talking. I think my wife is still getting the baby to sleep, so we can chat for another probably 30 minutes. If I recommend you a Toku series, will you watch it?
Probably not, because I have a big TBR and a big TBW that I want to get through.
Push it ahead, dude. Push it ahead. Push it ahead. Actually, we should get Dylan. Dylan, do you want to join in on this, dude? Do you like Dylan?
Dylan who?
Dynamic Dylan?
I've never talked to Dynamic Dylan, but he comments on my videos, and I converse with him there.
He's
a very positive person.
He's so flamboyant, and I love it. He's so himself. Dylan, check your Twitter. But yeah, dude, Dylan's fantastic. He's one of my favorite. He makes me laugh. Like if you follow him on Twitter, dude, he did a gay version of the Pokemon song, and had me in stitches. Like I was cracking up. So like this, what else do you like besides politics? Because when I said, hey, what are your other hobbies? You're like, politics. Like the fuck does that even mean? What do you like to do entertainment wise? Because don't say politics are entertaining. They are not.
They're highly entertaining. Have you seen the crazy shenanigans that's going on in this primary cycle? It is highly entertaining.
Yeah, but like if it was like House of Cards, it'd be entertaining. This is our future, dude.
Yeah, which is what makes it so fun. It's visceral,
It's visceral. So let me ask you the big question: who are you voting for? You voting for Trump in 2020?
I'll let you guess on that one.
I'm gonna say yes. You seem like you hate everything. You seem like a big Trump supporter like this.
Oh, definitely.
If I can take away anything from your icon right there, it screams Trump supporter. I'm just
No.
kidding. No.
We're gonna vote for whoever's the other nominee.
So even if they're like super democratic, but they secretly like kill dogs, it's just gonna be.
I mean, I want things to like get better, and so, the lesser of two evils is the lesser of two evils, kind of deal.
And do you think all Republicans are just blanket bad people?
No, I don't think most people actually like understand politics at all, and they don't actually care about policy. So
yeah, I can completely agree, man.
Yeah, I think this is like most exemplified. Like, I'm going to talk about polls for a second now, but Morning Consult does like polls, like who's your first choice and who's your second choice. And what I find absolutely hilarious is that the second choice for like Biden supporters is Bernie Sanders, and they're like two polar opposites on the Democratic Party. And so from like that evidence I'm like, most people don't care about policy.
Are you jumping on the Wang gang? Or the Yang gang? Sorry, I don't know why I said Wang. Jesus.
He is not going to win, and I'm going to get dislikes. I'm going to get dislikes until the end of time for saying that, but he's not going to win.
I don't think so either, man. And it makes me sad because I like the guy. I think he's.
He seems like a pretty genuine guy.
I just think it's weird he's doing like the fucking H3 podcast. Like he's just doing like very weird, like press run. Like he's just I don't know. I like him. I like his ideas. I just don't think you could really implement $1,000 a month for every citizen.
Well, oddly enough, that would be easier to pass than a lot of things. Generally, just because things that are simple are easier to pass than things that are complex. So simple ideas like obviously like if his one idea was not UBI, which is $1,000 a month, he would not be where he was just because it's really simple to understand. So it's really easy to get people on board. Whereas if I'm like, okay, so like if you go into foreign policy and you're like, okay, well this person, like we need this city because these are goods that come through here and they get traded from this point to this point. And if this person or if this country has these resources, then they can do all these, and you've lost people, right? Like when you start talking about complicated stuff, like it goes over their head. It's hard to build as much support. But if you're running on something simple, it's easier to get momentum for that. So it's less political capital that you need to spend.
Now, will you be surprised if Trump wins again?
Depends on who the nominee is. I think some are better than others. I think it's a coin flip at this point because we don't know who the nominee is. But yeah,
dude, that's what bothers me about the DMC is that they just like last time they didn't rally till it felt like last minute, you know.
Well, part of the well, we're getting into some deep politics stuff. But Clinton didn't campaign. I think maybe not much or at all in the Rust Belt, which is where she lost by only I think it was like 50,000 votes decided the election. So when you look at things like that, it's like that's pretty crazy. And then a lot of people will say, but she won the popular vote, and I would usually counter that, but if the popular vote was what mattered, the Republicans would not have run the campaign they had run, right? So, it's
I just think it's. I mean, say what you will about Trump. I think the stuff he tweets is amazing. Like
it's terrifying.
He tweeted a
for
photo,
sure.
He tweeted a photo of him photoshopping his body over. I want to say. Photoshopping his face. No, it was like a jacked boxer. I think it was Rocky. And just like he tweeted that. Like that was a tweet he fucking made. Like he's not, I don't know, I just don't think he's self-aware. And I think it makes it hilarious. But also scary and all that because he's a very silly man. So who do you think the Democrats are going to choose? Laethas? Well, I think we lost Laethas, guys.
All right, I'm back. Roommates.
Oh, who do you think? Who do you think's going to be the Democratic nominee?
I have no idea. It's so close. It's crazy.
It's
insanity.
I really want Bernie to win, dude.
I have no idea. It's so close. It's so close. It's so wild. It's so fun. It's so fun. It's so
It's scary.
and like dude, the polls that come out, like everything's going wild and they're all so close and I don't know what's gonna happen, and it's so good to see all these articles coming out where everyone's like losing their minds.
Where do you get your news from? Do you get it from fake news?
Most of what I read primarily. For most news, I do like the AP or the Associated Press or Reuters, and then I read like 538 for like stats and stuff like that, because their articles are usually pretty short, more like personal. Whereas like the Associated Press and Reuters are more like predominantly
Those
like
are
this is what's going on.
News like this. That's fake news sites, dude.
You mean the two like most reputable?
I know. I'm just
sources out there.
I don't know, dude. It's just it's a very weird time politically. You think it's exciting? I think it's scary.
It is scary, especially because you know, I don't want to die, and you know,
I don't want to die either. And I want my kids, you know, to have a future. That's a big thing. I would like to have another kid without getting an $11,000 hospital bill.
That's usually preferable.
That would be awesome. I mean, I like kids, but I don't like them $11,000 that much.
I mean, you could just not go to the hospital and see how that works.
I could just pull out next time. You know, abortions are cheaper. That's fucking awful. I'm just kidding. Have you ever had an abortion like this?
I'm a dude.
I mean, have you ever like?
No.
Yang gang, yeah. See, Boogie knows what's up. Sam, Laethas, do you think Bernie would be a JoJo guy or a Hunter x Hunter guy? What the fuck question is this?
He'd probably be a Hunter x Hunter guy because he's not about the 1%.
Yeah, but Hunter x Hunter is not that good though.
Yeah, but like 99% of people like Hunter x Hunter and only 1% like JoJo, so.
Everyone loves JoJo's, dude. It's a meme at this point.
I'm memeing.
Speaking of voting, Flip, you should do a big FlipCast for the Crunchyroll Awards and discuss. We actually did that. We did that on one of the many FlipCasts I've done in the last 4 days. I think the Crunchyroll Awards are a fucking joke.
They're a sham.
I think I don't want to gatekeep because I hate gatekeeping, but it literally reads like a bunch of normies who don't like anime got a job at an anime company because that's all they could get out of college, and they were like, "What are the Zoomers loving these days? Demon Slayer, Dr. Stone, My Hero Academia," and then you'll throw a curveball in there every once in a while. I think.
I don't know. I feel like Pardon me. I feel like Crunchyroll is very much like up its own rear end, and they don't really care so much about like the product they're selling.
Actually, let's see if I can still show my voting. Well, shit. Well, I mean, we can do it like this. Do you want to vote together live?
What are we voting on?
Crunchyroll Awards. Crunchyroll. So, like right here, Anime of the Year, right off the bat, which I think you should save for the last fucking vote. Honestly,
I've seen one of those.
And it's a Demon Slayer.
It's Demon Slayer,
dude. So
I watched it because everyone was talking, and I was like, okay, I gotta know what's going on. So like, if someone brings something up, I gotta know what they're talking about. It was all right, and okay. Here's my problem with Demon Slayer. Okay, Nezuko could have been great. She has no personality. She has no agency. She's terrible. All right, the two extra main male characters are unbelievably annoying.
But Nezuko is silent like a good woman should be.
God.
I said that. Shay, I'm actually really surprised Shay still loves me.
You've not been canceled yet, Flip. What's happening?
Dude, people have tried. It's not going to happen. No one's canceling me.
Those are dangerous words, my friend.
No one's canceling me. I have said stuff in jest. I do not mean what I say. Everything I say, I've said to my wife's face, and she hits me and tells me to shut up, and she takes it as a joke, and we go away. But I don't have a mean-spirited bone in my body.
Yeah. Anyway, Demon Slayer. The most interesting character is the nurse demon lady. I forget her name because I forget like all the characters' names except for Nezuko because she's a meme.
The blonde dude is so annoying.
Yes.
So like.
So is the boar's head dude, but I think he's less annoying just because
he's sexy though. He's got a 6-pack.
He's not as like screechy and screamy. He's more like yelly. It's still annoying, but it's not as bad.
I think, I think Demon Slayer is just the most beautiful pile of shit. It's a shitty story.
Ufotable always does good animation.
Oh, dude, beautiful. I
shouldn't say animation. I think it's a lot of like post and After Effects. There's not a whole. From my understanding, they don't do a lot of like actual animating. It's mostly like digital effects added in post, from what I've heard. I could be wrong, but that's what I've heard.
So on my what do you call it? Demon Slayer First Impressions, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to keep reading this. I hate how fast paced it is. It doesn't flesh any of the world out. Have you read the manga like this?
No.
Okay, so I literally don't remember the anime. I remember liking the fight scenes. But there's 2 characters when he's going through his training arc, which is a fucking chapter. The training arc is a chapter, which if you want to speed up the training arc, good. I don't think that's good. I think it should have been at least if you want to speed it up, I'm all for that.
Dude, I don't. Okay, so when I was watching Naruto, eventually I just started skipping episodes just because I was like, I can't do this.
Well, okay, so
it takes forever.
I think My Hero has done shonen adaptation correctly.
Like a little bit at a time instead of trying to go all out. A little bit
at a time. They do a good they don't ever do filler for the most part. But
I don't think filler's necessarily bad.
Which I'm gonna get to because Vinland Saga added filler, quote unquote, like non-manga content, and it worked extremely well.
So it's like it gets a bad rap, but in my opinion, I'm like the reason it's usually bad is because they don't put much budget towards it, so it ends up being bad. But you can make it good. Like from what I understand, I've not seen the original Full Metal Alchemist. I've only seen Brotherhood. I need to see the original. From what I hear, the original has some. Obviously, it had to deviate, but I hear it's not awful. Like it's.
There's
competent.
A whole group of people coming out now saying that they love the original. Just those people are fucking out of their mind, dude. And if someone says to you, "I like the original more than Brotherhood," just defriend them. Just block them. Move on with your life. You need to.
That's pretty extreme.
No, but I was very negative on Demon Slayer, and I get comments all the time being like, "This hasn't aged well." It's like, no, I still feel that way. I think Demon Slayer is a very well animated pile of garbage. It's like if James Cameron directed a Uwe Boll film. Like if Uwe Boll wrote a script and he gave it to James Cameron, it would be beautifully directed, but the story would be shallow. You know what I mean? And then Carol and Tuesday, I think is really good, but I don't think it's Watanabe's best work. Mob Psycho 100 is great. Promise Neverland, I don't even know why it's on that list. It's fine. The anime is not how I would prefer to consume that story. Never seen O Maidens in Your Savage Season, but Vinland Saga for me is probably anime of the year. But that's hard, dude. It's between that and Mob Psycho for me.
Well, I've seen one, so I can't comment.
Well, you should be seeing this.
I will watch it at some point soonish, but yeah.
Male best protagonist, not male. Emma, Saitama, Tanjiro, Torio, Senku, no, absolutely fucking not. Dr. Stone, and Doro. So, who do you think, if you've read the manga, who do you think out of these?
I've seen one, and it's Demon Slayer. So,
I'm gonna say Doro. No.
I was like, don't pick Tanjiro. He's okay. He's not a great protagonist.
I actually like Fruits Basket a lot.
I need to read Fruits Basket.
Antagonists, like, look at this list, dude. It's not a good list. The clear answer is Ascalon. You know? All right, best boy. Just kidding.
We're going to go with the guy from How Many Dumbbells Do You Lift because the memes are pretty good.
I'm going to say Mob. I like, actually, you know what? I'll put that vote in for you, okay? He's going to get 2 votes, and it's going to be you.
The memes are pretty good.
Best girl. So, I'm not sexually attracted to any of these women.
Hey,
look, Nebuco's not even showing up because she doesn't.
Yeah, no, anything. She's not getting it. She has no agency. No. I wanted to say Raftalia, but there's like problems with her character that are hard to ignore.
Like what?
It's hard to explain. There's just like there. I would have to like go into like a lot about Shield Hero because I'm like, I see so much potential for ways it could have done things better, and it just didn't. And so it would be a long story.
Everyone is saying this bitch over here, but I'm gonna say Carol.
I've not seen Carol and Tuesday, so
you should, dude. It's really good.
I know it's by Mappa, isn't it?
No, Bones.
It's by Bones. Okay.
Yeah. Best director.
No idea.
I want to say Attack on Titan, dude. I don't know. I feel like Attack on Titan is it's been consistently good for 3 freaking seasons at this point, so best animation, can you get but okay, Laethas, out of all these, what do you think is gonna win every fucking category?
It's gonna be Demon Slayer because more people have watched it.
Because people have missing or have too many chromosomes and they need
no, it's just when I don't know how they like calculate votes, but if it's literally based on nominative, like the number of votes, the one that has most people to have seen has an advantage, right?
Yeah.
So
what do you think about
it's gonna win?
Best animation? Do you think Attack on Titan?
It's been a while since I've seen Attack on Titan. It's hard to ignore the Demon Slayer OP though.
Yeah, but have you seen season 3 of Attack on Titan?
I have. It's
Levi versus the Beast Titan.
It is pretty good.
That's my pick. That's my pick.
Yeah, I wouldn't contest that.
It's a 3-way tie between this, Mob, and Vinland. Fuck Demon Slayer. It's beautifully animated though. Best character design.
Oh, I can do this without having watched the series because I can look at the characters.
Vinland Saga.
We're gonna go with the bright, colorful one in the bottom left-hand corner because I can hardly see it, and it has lots of colors.
Oh shit! I zoomed in way too much.
At least you know, like Control Plus and Control Minus.
I'm not dude. I took comp sci classes.
Oh, okay.
2 semesters. I'm gonna say Vinland.
All right. Yeah, I am not up to date on anime.
Best score.
A lot of people are going to choose this based on OP and ED because
true.
Most people don't understand music. To be fair, I don't really pay much attention to the backing tracks except for when they're bad or not there.
I didn't like season 3 of Attack on Titan's backing track at all, or the opening, actually, for that matter.
I don't know. Carol and Tuesday is a music show, so it would not be as good as it is if the music wasn't good. So we're going to go with that one, even though I've never seen it.
Very logical thinking. Best fight scene. Yeah, dude, Levi versus Beast Titan. Fuck Tanjiro and Nezuko versus Rule. Dude, fuck Thorfinn and Thorkel. Yeah, dude. Thorkel, more like Snorkel, because I'm drowning in boredom with that fight. Just kidding. Yeah, Yeah, Attack on Titan. Best couple. This might be more up your alley.
If there's a Yuri couple, we're going with that one.
These two bitches like each other.
Sure.
But I don't really. Does it ever explicitly say in Attack on Titan that these two are romantic?
I don't think it
anymore?
ever explicitly states it, but it's like very heavily implied.
Could you imagine having sex with a girl and she just turns into a Titan right on top of you? Best.
I probably wouldn't be doing much thinking after that, but
Best voice actor performance Japanese. I'm a sucker because I'm Italian. I'm a sucker for the way all
the
these
JoJo's.
characters just pronounce like
the lady in the top right, I think she voices like a total psychotic mad woman like pretty well. So
okay, I'll give that vote. My only vote I'm giving Demon Slayer. For English, I haven't seen anything with English subtitles. So,
I don't know.
Oh, I guess.
How many Twitter memes are there going to be for the new Ava cast?
Dude, there's already so bad, dude.
I know, but it's included here so that they're going to resurge.
Yeah, I don't know why they're including Casey. You fucking ruined Shinji, you piece of shit. I'm just kidding. No, you did a fine job. Whatever. I don't care. Best comedy. Agretzko. For me personally. Have you seen Agretzko?
I watched the first like 3 episodes and I was like kind of meh on it. It's not really my comedy.
I like
my
it.
style of comedy.
How heavy are your dumbbells?
I've not seen the show.
I think
I've just seen some memes.
I'm gonna say Agretzko. It's the one I've seen out of this list. Best fantasy. Now I had a problem with this. Why is Attack on Titan out there? In Astra. Bless me.
Astral Lost in Space is
Sci-fi. Why is it in the fantasy section?
I mean, sci-fi is just kind of fantasy, I guess.
When I think of fantasy, I think of Game of
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, Rising of the Shield Hero. But if I had to
actually
pick...
kind of surprised that Shield Hero isn't on this one. That actually does kind of surprise
me. You remove this and just put Shield Hero, and this is like a okay. I wouldn't say like there's cars in the Promised Neverland.
Hey, fantasy series can have cars.
No, they can't light this.
I thought you said you weren't going to gatekeep.
I'm going to gatekeep that. Best drama. Fruits Basket, dude. I don't know. Like half of these shows are just awful. Best opening sequence. I really like the song for Promised Neverland, the Fire.
But it's not just the song; it's also like the visual accompaniment.
I think Mob Psycho's opening is fucking pretty top notch. Let's go get my vote. Fire Force is also very well done. Ending sequence.
Endings get so much less love than the openings.
I'm gonna blindly pick because I don't give a shit. Okay, right? My eyes are closed.
The endings get skipped all the time.
Tell me to stop, Laethas.
Well, you're only gonna be able to click the bottom 2.
Okay. Tell me to stop.
Why don't you just go to Google, do a random number generator between 1 and 6?
I'll just vote for Vinland.
Okay.
So yeah, guys, that is the Crunchyroll Awards.
These are our prediction or our forecasts. These are correct. These are who are going to win.
Wait, do you want to look at past winners real quick? Here, let's
do that.
Let's see what they have picked as winners before. Anime of the year. I agree with this.
That was a pretty good series. It was pretty good.
Best director Masaki Yuasa, he deserves it. I mean, this I disagree because I thought Two Heroes was a fucking god awful movie. I thought it was boring. I didn't enjoy it at all.
It's also hard because we don't see what the other choices were.
That's true. Best fight scene: All for One versus All Might. Kind of a little overrated, I must say.
All right, so here's 2018. Made in Abyss, really? For anime of the year?
Made in Abyss was really good.
Oh, dude, I love Made in Abyss, but what anime came out here? I'm gonna make sure I don't have like any weird.
Like, Made in Abyss was really good.
But how much? What anime came out in 2018? Because that's the list. So I just clicked a random website.
If you go to Mal and then go to seasonal anime, you can back up to 2018.
That's too much work. Let's just go to like this. You're gonna learn I'm a very lazy man. Yeah, part 5 of Lupin was really good. Golden Wind, Laid Back Camp I like. Pot Team Epic. I thought this was really well done. Yeah, Megalobox came out the same year. Fucking Made in Abyss ones. I don't know. I think it's a weird choice. Made in Abyss. What's best fight scene for that? They didn't have it. Best manga, My Lesbian Experience with Lily. That was good. I like that manga. Anime of the year, Yuri on Ice. And why does Deku win he wins something every fucking year? But yeah, this just, I don't know. These awards just read.
Best girl Rem, that was like guaranteed.
The best boy was Yuri. These awards just read like they just took the top 10 on Crunchyroll, narrowed it down to a top 5, and then we're like, all right, this is it. This is our nominees.
Which one was the most watched?
What is most watched on Crunchyroll right now? Let me check. I
don't know.
I would really like to know. I don't even know what's going on this season.
Most watched on Mal is Death Note, which I don't even think is all that great.
Of course,
it's okay.
Of course, it's My Hero, One Piece, Black Clover, and I'm surprised Boruto. People still watch that?
I guess. Black Clover's still going.
Yeah, Black Clover, the manga is actually pretty. Hey, you know what's really good that you should watch like this?
What are we gonna say?
Thunderbolt Fantasy, dude.
Is that the puppets?
Yeah.
I've heard good things about that.
It's good, dude. It's really good. Written by Geno Ibuchi. Fantastic series. I absolutely love it. And I recommend everyone watching, you guys should read it. Or not read it, watch it. It's fucking good. But yeah, let's go and wrap it up. We're closing in on 2 hours. I gotta take a huge shit. Probably gonna take a nice shower. Laethas, this was a blast. We'll talk off air before we say goodbye. But if you're down again, dude, I would love to do this again soon.
Yeah, just let me know if you want to have me on. Normally I don't usually like to invite myself onto things. It just feels kind of weird for me.
But you did this time, and I was perfectly okay with it. You're more than welcome. You could be like, "Hey, fuckface, I want to come on again," and I'll be like, "All right, let's do it." But yeah, guys, thank you so much. If you guys don't know who Laethas is, go subscribe to him. You're like one of the OGs,
Not really. Well, I guess now I am, aren't I?
Yeah, you are now one of the OGs.
I didn't used to be. I'm not used to that.
How long have you been on?
I've only been here since I think 2017.
Yeah, dude, you're one of the OGs now.
No, it was 20. It may have been 26. It was 2016 or 2017. I think it was 2017. I don't remember which.
The thing I love about these flipcasts is that I like to it started off with the idea of just bringing industry people on, and then I started bringing my friends on, and I like talking to them about things other than manga, because we all of us know what manga and anime is. So it's good to actually someone I like you pick your brain about stuff, and go semi deep without stepping on toes about politics and stuff, and
you ever want to step on toes, that's the subject to go to.
Because me and you are both, I think we're both aligned pretty well in our political views, just from feeling you out. But yeah, dude, this was a blast. I would love to have you on again soon. And guys, go sub to Laethas, show him some love. And where can people find you if you want to, like, on Twitter and all that?
Yeah, just I have Twitter and YouTube. Those are the places to go.
And they're both at Laethas.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Christina says, later, guys. This was fun. Good to hear from you, Laethas. I was found Manga 2 from Laethas, so this was fun. See you all around. Thank you very much. And then Tyrone.
See ya.
The signature OK Boomer.
Okay, Boomer.
All right. See ya, Boomers.
All right.